Hello my fellow loose underwear elastics, I'm Mr. Church. In this video I'm going to be going over the Raid Runners bundle, the Christmas Sitting Room bundle, and I'm going to be telling you why I didn't get the Santa's Warriors bundle. I'm also going to be showing you a couple of the items from the Greatest Hits menu. Now the Raid Runners bundle of course has the Epsilon Squad paint for the Plasma Caster, the Raid Runner Power Armor paint, the Enclave Signalman hat, the Epsilon Squad Chamber Chassis display frame, the Enclave Signalman headwear, the Enclave Signalman outfit, the ultracite crystal set, and the Enclave data center. Now, unlike a lot of their bundles that they put out, this one you can actually buy every single item in this bundle individually. It does list the Enclave Signalman and its headwear in the bundle. And when you look at the Enclave Signalman by itself, it doesn't list the headwear, but it is included if you just want to buy the Enclave Signalman right here for 700 atoms. It will come with the headwear, the two headwear, the one with the headpiece and the one without. In addition to Atom Shop reviews, my channel also has a bunch of camp build tutorials, unique character builds, and infectious diseases. So if any of those things are interesting to you, consider subscribing, as it's the best way to help this channel grow. So first let's look at the Plasma Caster paint. Now this paint is very, very similar to the one that we already got from the Pit bundle. It's orange, it's slightly different. There's a tiny little Enclave signal on the bottom you can barely see. I personally don't really care for this, and I didn't really like the other one. And now we have two versions of the same thing essentially. It's just has an Enclave sticker on it, but it's still orange, still gaudy, still looks like shit. Now this is the Enclave Signalman outfit that I've been wearing, and this is the headwear that comes with it. You can have the hat, and you can also have the one with the headset. Now they both, the hair is going into the hat a little bit, slightly. So if things like hair clipping through the hat bothers you, then I probably would avoid getting this outfit. This is the Squad Chamber, and you can also see that it has a lot of cool detail on the back of it as well. This is with it empty, and of course this one with the power armor on display inside it. This can be lit up, and as you can see at night, you can see that there's a little bit of light that turns on the top, and over time it slowly fades off, and then it turns back on. I'm not really sure why, but I don't know, that could be cool, I guess, if that's something that you enjoy. I think it looks kind of cool, and one thing about our power armor displays, which is interesting, is they are indestructible. Do with that as you will. Now this piece is kind of cool. It is a collector, which means you can only place one of them, unfortunately, and it looks very awesome in my opinion, and it is a collector of electronics, so it'll collect you a lot of items that'll have circuits and copper and stuff, which is pretty neat. And I think the computer and shit on it looks pretty cool. It does have little Enclave symbols on either side, but they're small enough that it would be easy enough to hide that if you didn't want the Enclave symbols on your stuff, but you still wanted to use the computer for something that wasn't Enclave themed. Now, one thing that you may notice is that even though it's lit up, you don't need to power it up, and it'll have all the lights and giblets going. Now this is a pretty interesting camp item, the crystals. Now they have different shapes. There's 7 variants. There's little small ones, and there's a perfectly square cube one, and there's tall ones, jagged, thick, all kinds of ones, and they, for some reason, are all perfectly perpendicular to the ground, so, which is interesting. Now this is something cool that you can do with them that I found, is you can make like these cool like a glass cube wall divider things. I've seen a few people do this with the ice cube that was in the shop last week, and if you want to look at that more, I will link the video where I go over that stuff as well, but it's not going to be in the shop for much longer. So what good will that do? I don't know. I'm just saying stuff at this point. I don't really have any direction in life, and that's why I'm making these Atom Shop videos, okay? Anyway, they're pretty cool, and And it gave me the idea to try it with this when I saw them, and it does look really nice. There is a little bit of a gap on the top, so you'll have to figure out how to cover that if you want to use these as a divider window thing of some kind. But at night, it's because these glow naturally, it looks like there's a light on inside that window. And then these are what the crystals look like lit up at night as well. I think they're pretty cool looking, but you're going to have to be creative if you're going to want to use these in a build that isn't just a bunch of crystals everywhere for no reason. One thing I did want to point out is they look completely different than the ultracite crystal that we get from Nuka World on tour from doing the ultracite Titan. And that's a little unfortunate. If you wanted to add these to your collection of crystals, mix and match, you're not going to really want to do that because they look completely different. They're going to look horrific next to each other. And so that's a swing and a miss, in my opinion. But I don't know. That's just something I wanted to point out. Now, everything in this bundle, when you burn it, it just turns yellow. There's no cool destroyed texture that I could find. And the last thing in this bundle is the Raid Runner Power Armor. As you can see, it looks very scrappy. I've put down two of them next to each other to show you the differences with a jetpack and one without. But there's a lot of cool little details. There's tire chunks for the knee pads. There's all these pipe work muffler things. That's pretty interesting. It could be cool. Anyway, as you can see on the back, there is a little bit of clipping with the jetpack going into the pipe things that are sticking up. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good with a jetpack. I don't think it's bad. You can't really see it unless you look really, really closely. So that is that. Inside it, if I'm going to be in third person, you can see what this looks like, clumping around like an absolute buffoon. I don't really know why I'm looking like a tractor to go in the raids. Like, why is this the Raid Runner? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? What's the theme? We have all this enclave stuff, and then we have what appears to be homemade power armor using what the leftover scraps of the shop. So I think thematically it's a little confusing, but I don't mind it. I'm tired of enclave everywhere, but it is confusing to me lore-wise. I don't know why that's the case, but it's cool in any case. And that's the end of that bundle. So wow, that was fun. Now we're going to be going over the Christmas sitting room bundle. These are all repeat items, but I owned most of them already, so I thought I'd just grab the one thing I didn't have yet, and I'll show you what all the things look like in the game. So to start off, we have the log table. This is pretty simple. I don't really use this one very often because I don't really like the legs on it. That's just a personal weird thing, but I know a lot of people that really do like this table. And then we have, of course, the Winter Fireplace Electro 2000 is what it's called. This is the front and back of it. And when you turn this off, the light turns off. Now this counts as a light, so you'll find that in the light menu. And this is what it looks like at night, which is not actually that bad at all. I think it looks kind of neat. These are the two brown hounds and green hounds reclining sofa chairs is what they're called for some reason. These have nothing to do with Christmas. They just put them in this bundle because they ran out of ideas. This is what it looks like when you're sitting in it. It does have this cool reclining animation, which most chairs do not have. And you're not supposed to be sitting in this with a backpack, I guess, because it clips through the back of it. Now, the aluminum Christmas trees is an example of them really knowing how to sell the items that they're trying to sell you, because this actually comes with 10 variants. There's these 5 here that don't have any ornaments, and then you have the exact same 5 colors, but with ornaments this time. And obviously, so the picture they showed you to sell you this item is just one white tree. How quaint. Anyway, moronic salesman aside, this is not bad at all for the value, the amount of different items you're getting. You can really spruce up your place if you're trying to decorate for Christmas with these trees. And these are the red and white string lights. There's a solid one, there is blinking one, and there is one that's called twinkling, and that's just alternating the red and the white lights on and off. I personally think that these lights are a little bit too bright and washed out. The red is very harsh, and the white's very bright. So, I mean, as far as like the lighting itself goes, here's what they look like at night to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. I probably wouldn't really use these for the lights themselves, but if you want to have them up and turned off, or like only a few turned on so they're not overpowering everything, then it probably won't be that bad. Now let's look at the Santa's Warriors bundle. Now I didn't buy this one because I have a little bit of remaining self-respect, and if you look closely at this power armor skin, what you'll see is the most hideous thing that's ever walked this earth. Now, you might not know this, but this is actually a reskin of one of the more ugly Raider power armor skins called the Grease Goblin skin, which I actually already owned. This is what that looks like in-game. So now you're taking this ugly skin and you're applying ugly colors to it, which is just making everything worse. This is one of the ugliest power armor skins I've ever seen. It has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. It's got a bunch of wrenches and chains on it, a bunch of like weird rustic tube work, literally nothing festive about it. So what did they do? They painted it red and green and they tried to sell it as some kind of fucking Christmas shit. Hell no. I don't think that there's any issues with any of the other stuff in this bundle. I actually like the sweater. I already have a better sweater, though, that I will be wearing at Christmas time, so I don't need this one. And I do think that the Soft Serve Plasma Caster skin is good. It's certainly better than the somehow orange Enclave one. The garland is really nice, but you may remember that this garland was in the shop like either last week or the week before for only like 250 atoms being sold by itself. So if you didn't pick that up then, I'm going to assume you didn't want it. So why bother getting this bundle that has it in it? And the Vault Boy Nutcracker is kind of nice, kind of cute. If you don't have that and you want it and you don't mind having the Santa's Warriors bundle in your collection, sure, why not? Why not get it? So whatever. But here's the thing. I don't know if they paid me 1260 atoms, then I would get this bundle. But fuck that. That is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And that's including. But let's look at some of the Christmassy stuff that I do like, and I think maybe you might like as well. So the elf outfit is a staple of festivity. Now, it's called the elf outfit in the Atom Shop, but it's actually called the Festive Elf Outfit. If you're trying to find it in the armor bench after you purchase it, that's what it's called. Festive Elf Outfit and Festive Elf Hat. My ear shows through the ear on this one somehow. I don't know. It's fine, though. And we also, of course, have the holiday present backpack, which I'm wearing, and I'm going to show a little bit more of that in a second. But first, also, the Evergreen Christmas tree is like a porcelain tree with a train on the bottom, and when it's lit up at night, it actually does look kind of neat. Again, these are things that I already own, so I'm just going to show you what they look like. Now, the holiday present backpack, like I said before, now it is swinging back and forth as I run, if that's going to be a deterrent. Keep that in mind that that does that. But I was talking to Vapid Valentine before making this video, and she mentioned showing ways that you could use this present using the backpack display or mannequins to, like, show it in a different way. And so I went over here and I put it in the wall. So now it looks like it's like kind of sitting on this table, and you can like put other presents around it, of course. The way that I did this is simply, if I move this wall, you can see that it's got the backpack display back here on this inner wall. And then I simply just burn the wall that this backpack display is on, so the hitbox for that goes away. And then I can put the table where it goes, and I can put this wall back in place, repair that, and you have the backpack by itself. It is tipped a little bit. That is unfortunate. It doesn't like sit straight up and down. I believe that that's how it sits on the mannequin as well. It's slightly tipped, so it's hard to really put that in a way where it looks kind of believable. But if it's like a mushy package, then it could be slightly off-centered or something. But that is something you can do with these. Kind of cool. Another thing that I want to show, the Earthlight Lounge. This thing has nothing to do with Christmas, okay? There's literally nothing festive about it. But I wanted to show it. You can build 3 of these, allegedly. I don't know how you're going to fit 3 in your camp, but there she is. But one of the coolest things about this prefab is the door. So that's why they didn't bother showing a picture of the door or anything. They do say Earthlight Lounge door is included and built separately, but they don't have a fucking single picture of it. Because they don't really want you to buy their stuff. That's the thing. As I've been doing more of these Atom Shop videos, I've been picking up on that. They actually don't want you to buy their stuff, I guess, because they don't like show you pictures of the items, and they don't tell you what they're actually called, and they don't bother putting the stuff in order so you know what's in the bundle and what those things are. I don't know. I guess it's not a huge deal to them if they make money or not. Anyway, back to the Earthlight Lounge, or whatever the fuck it's called. If you want to see an example of this actually like built and decorated fully, I know Fuzzbrain has a build of this, and I'm going to link his video in the description if you want to check that out. He's a very good builder, and he has his own YouTube channel, and so that'll be a really good example of what you can do with prefabs that are like this. This is a cool prefab though. It's pretty compact, so it's easy to kind of fill the space, and it has kind of a cool vibe to it, but you do need to like kind of build with the theme that they have going on. I wouldn't be amusing without my muse, Vapid Valentine. She's always giving me her ideas, her thoughts, creative help and feedback, as well as helping me with my thumbnails, sometimes just making them herself, the ones that look good. She made those ones. She also has her own YouTube channel, and she makes amazing camp builds, and you should go give her a sub. I'll link her channel in the description. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my channel members and patrons for your support. Without this support, I would not be able to be making these Atom Shop videos, dumping all this money into the Atom Shop. But seriously, no, I do really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. And if you're interested in joining me on Patreon, where I post exclusive content and we all have a blast, the link for that will be in the description. I hope this video was helpful for you and helped you make an informed decision and helped you cry a little bit better. I will see you guys in the next video.